Yeah, like people getting punched in the face. Wait, sorry.
Well, actually,
that's something to get smile about, but there are other things to smile about other than violence.
You sure?
Well, there's simulated violence in the form of movies, in the form of action-adventure films, in the form of the dominant movie brand of the last 10-plus years. Yes, we are talking about the announcement that was made earlier this week by Marvel Studios.
Woohoo! Oh, no, dude, they updated.
Nice.
Okay. No. Now, what was released by Marvel Studios earlier this week was a nice 2 or 3 minute long, or was it 4 minutes long? I don't remember. It was like a nice sizzle reel, that was narrated by the late great Stan Lee. That same message that he gives people, like there's no room for intolerance or bigotry in the Marvel world. That man over there, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister. And that kid across the street, who knows? He may have the proportional strength of a spider. Like that, the beautiful speech that he gave, which was the last beautiful speech that was given by Stan Lee before his untimely but well-deserved passing. I say well-deserved because he's lived a very long life. He was already very frail. It was time to let him rest, as painful as it is for the rest of us. But the beauty of it is that it was superimposed with shots from the beginning of the MCU, with the first assembly of the Avengers, leading up to shots from the comedy of Ant-Man to the psychedelic beauty of Doctor Strange to the strange girl power stuff that's still kind of a B+ shit in Captain Marvel, leading up to, I shit you not, audience reactions of Avengers Endgame with the portals opening, which of course
is
everyone
the most
loves.
monumentous thing ever seen.
We will never have another moment like that in theaters again. That was once in a lifetime, man, and we were there.
Yes,
and it was
we
beautiful.
were there when the stars shone the brightest, and when they were blinked out of the sky.
Now, I have in hand with me right now the scheduled release dates for the Phase 4 projects from MCU. I'll run down the list,
From the Marvel
and
Studios,
we'll briefly talk about it. Yep.
The first
Let's see what we got.
I'll bring up the list one.
All right.
First off, being released on July 9th of 2021, the Black Widow movie.
At long last.
Finally.
The
That
Bourne
took fucking
Identity.
forever.
No, the Bourne Identity is starring Black Widow and Scarlett Johansson.
I got to see the full trailer of that when I went to see the Demon Slayer movie. It looks pretty cool, but holy shit, did they fuck up Skull's mask. That doesn't look like a skull. That looks like a biker's helmet.
Oh,
You're talking about Taskmaster?
Yeah, his face, it doesn't look like a skull anymore. And I'm like, I get it. China, Bones, you need that box office money. But also, fuck, man. You know?
Well, they gotta make certain characters more realistic for the cinematic.
Don't
movies.
bullshit me with realism in a Marvel movie, bro.
Don't try to use that argument. This is the same studio that gave us Talking Raccoon.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's
and a
true.
Talking Tree.
Yeah, no, this is here because that movie's gonna come out in China, and China has the terrible cultural stigma against the representation of skeletons and bones. So they had to change his face, and now it looks like a BMX biker get up. I suppose that if the actor is good enough at doing the job, it shouldn't matter too much. But come the fuck on,
it's got a little bit of a skull-looking motif-ish.
Just a little.
It's enough to allude to it.
Just enough that you have to put his name still, so people can know what the hell this is about. That being said, that aside, though, the trailer looks pretty fun.
Oh yeah, no, I especially loved how the trailer at the end of it gave us the beautiful Russian Soviet choir of the Avengers.
Yeah. That was genuinely pretty cool.
I'm actually
drink vodka.
Guys, I'm actually more excited to see Red Guardian.
Sadly, he didn't show up in the trailer, but yes,
but he was
I am looking forward to
very first trailer last year.
You saw him I may be old and fat, but I'm still greatest Soviet hero.
Yeah.
So he's just ShangChi from Street Fighter now.
Oh man.
You know what? We could actually make a good Street Fighter movie now with all the good casting decisions and budgets. We could make a good Street Fighter movie.
I don't know,
it could be possible.
Man. Considering the last projects that they had with Street Fighter,
true, but those were decades ago.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. Also, that was decades ago. To be fair, when was the Legend of Chun-Li again?
They used Kristen Crook, who played Lana Lang in Smallville, as Chung-Li. I'm like, okay, yeah, she's fit and she's hot, but you can't separate Lana Lang from that. I mean, like it's so weird.
They also
Is
fucked
she
up
Asian?
on M. Bison and Balrog.
Yes, they did. Honestly, I kind of forgot the legend of whatever existed until you
Chun-Li.
told me. See, that's the worst part, though. You know what's worse than your show being hated? Apathy. That no one cares.
True. Another movie that's on the list for MCU, being released on September 3rd, 2021, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We recently saw the trailer of the weeks ago.
It's so beautiful. It's so good. The trailer for this is so fucking good.
Yes,
we
it is.
can't argue that. Like, okay, you want beautiful martial arts combat action? We're
Fucking
getting beautiful
finally.
martial arts combat action.
Dude, when was the last time we had a good wuxia movie on screen? Even if it's attached to Marvel Comics, I genuinely am happy to see some Kung Fu on the theater again.
Not to mention, we're getting the reveal, the debut of the true Mandarin after almost 10 years ago, where we had Sir Ben Kingsley give us Trevor Slattery in Iron Man 3, who's apparently the toast of Croydon, whatever the hell that means.
I'm still disappointed. I won't lie. That was genuinely, I really hated that plot twist because the actor played the part so well that when he got replaced by blonde CEO dipshit number 25, I just went,
Guy Pearce.
Oh, we're doing this again. Okay, fine. He doesn't even get to show off, I am the Mandarin before he gets fucking comboed to death by Pepper. Exactly.
Pepper,
and I'm like, man,
it was so stupid.
you are such a shitty villain that you don't even get to get killed by the hero. You get killed by the love interest you've been trying to tap the entire movie. Imagine being cocked so hard you explode.
Well, that's what he gets for trying to fill her up with super serum juice. It's his own fault.
That's why he was trying to fill her up with his own personal juice.
Oh, guys, I actually looked up the cast list for Shang-Chi. Yep. Apparently, Ben Kingsley is confirmed that he's on the list.
No! Oh, really? Bullshit.
Who's Ben Kingsley?
Bullshit.
Hang on.
You're bullshitting me.
That's the last time I looked it up. I kid you not.
You're bullshitting.
I looked up the cast list on Google, and it showed Ben Kingsley. I'm not lying.
Wait. Wasn't he the old scientist who died in Iron Man 1?
Ben Kingsley was the dude that played Trevor.
Ben Kingsley is the one who's the fake Mandarin.
Oh, shit. Bro. If this turns out to be a fucking double agent quadruple, I let you think that I was just a shitty actor, but in fact, I was the... If this turns out to be that kind of plot twist, I will genuinely forgive the stupid crap of Iron Man 3. I will genuinely go, oh, wow, you play me like a goddamn fiddle. My strings, they're all over the place.
You know what's likelier going to happen, right? It's very much likelier that
we're probably going to see him die.
They're probably going to see him die. Like, okay, we're going to have this pretender, this stupid like colonizer motherfucker who dared to sully the reputation of the true Mandarin, and we're going to have him executed before the world. This is what happens when you play with true power people. Sliced.
Maybe.
We'll see.
That is more likely to happen, but I really want the idea of surprise. He actually realized he was caught, and he basically plays stupid, and the good guys fell for it because he's such a good actor. And I'm like, oh shit!
That would be brilliant.
Snap! Crackle and pop cereal.
Moving on.
Moving on the list, being released on November 5th, 2021, The Eternals.
You skipped one. You skipped one.
No, I didn't.
Nope.
Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals.
Nope. Oh yeah, Jesus. No. Okay, we're getting Eternals first. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
That's my bad. That is my fault. Apparently, the Eternals has a very long and luscious comic book history where we have like the origins of metahumans and superhumans in the world, and there's apparently a lot of gayness and a lot of Thanos who's being a young Thanos and being a little pain in the ass, and there's space gay, and people don't like that because they hate space gay and they don't understand what's actually going on. But the story itself is going to be actually rather beauubeautiful.
Yeah, according to
I'm genuinely going in blind into this one. I don't know anything about the Eternals.
Neither do I,
Period.
but I think I read a tidbit of information and confirmed this with me, Angel. According to Marvel Comics, isn't Thanos technically an Eternal himself?
No, I believe that he was just a mutant of his own race, a Titan per se. But whether he was, hang on, let me check that out.
You go ahead and check
was
that out.
Thanos an Eternal? Let's find out. Because it's possible it's one of those things they're gonna do it for the MCU. He's connected to them. Oh wait, no. In the comics, he is in fact an Eternal.
Ooh.
Look at that. So yeah, no, Thanos is an Eternal, and let's get some information real quick here. His origins are deeply connected to them. In the comics, he is an Eternal. And yeah, no, apparently it is implied he was part of the race. So we're going to get a bit of more information on him.
Oh, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
It says here the Eternals were created by thousands of years ago by the Celestials. After visiting the Earth and experimenting with human DNA, the Celestials created two offshoots of humanity, the Eternals and the Deviants. The Eternals are immortal, while the Deviants were a colossal failure because of their unstable DNA and their monstrous appearance. So most likely these are going to be the antagonists, and we might get some little gray area of, yeah, fuck you. You were born beautiful and perfect, and while I was basically turned into a super Morlock. Eat shit and die.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
Real quick, we also have Geeks 5 Ever on the chat. How's it going, Geeks 5 Ever? Thank you for joining us tonight. Yours truly, Billy, did go ahead and answer us where he lives. He's watching us live from Egypt, the land of the pharaohs.
Hey,
Sweet
that's
Christ.
awesome, dude. Like I said,
wow.
I'm glad that we have an expanded audience outside the U.S. That's really cool.
He also
Billy,
says that's
if you can still hear me,
he says that's
you
why
have my
it's damn
sincerest
late,
thanks.
but hey, I don't sleep now anyways, LOL. Geeks 5 Ever listening to the show while I poop. Bro, when did I have corn, gross? The Black Widow movie has been delayed so much I think people forgot about it. I am Groot. Don't forget Grimace, Thanos, with his nutsack chin. Then yours truly, Billy, if you guys are into immersive games, give the Metro series a try. If you manage to get the original Metro 2033, not the Redux, it would be great, though I doubt there will be a lot of copies available. That's actually something to consider.
That is something to look at. I think Angel took a bathroom break, but I'm going to move on.
Angel took a bathroom break?
Maybe.
Should.
Moving on December 17th, 2021, SpiderMan No Way Home.
There we go. So that's why I needed to apologize, because I thought that SpiderMan No Way Home came before the Eternals, but I guess we're getting the Eternals first, and then we're getting SpiderMan No Way Home. This is a long time coming. There has been a lot of speculation about the Spider-Man MCU trilogy capping off with opening up the Spider-Verse. There's almost 100% confirmation that we're going to have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield returning as the Sam Raimi Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man.
And we also have confirmation that Alfred Molina, who played Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2, will be returning.
Yep.
Actually, wasn't there...
I hold Alfred Molina on the top as the best Spider-Man villain out of all the Spider-Man
also,
films.
we're getting...
Wait. Why are we forgetting the most important character in this entire fucking franchise? I can't believe you guys just erased it like that. Are you gonna sit there and tell me that J.K. goddamn Simmons showing up once more as J.J. Jonah Alex Jones Jameson is not the greatest thing this movie's gonna make? I defy you, sir.
The Spider-Verse is turning all the freaking spiders gay.
Look, you're eating dinner while we're streaming.
It's official.
Talked about this.
No, it's fine. This is a mukbang now. We've got a mukbang stream going on, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ravens Flock mukbang. I want us to go ahead.
Delicious cooked pork.
I can't see that. All I see is the upper half of your plate. Lift it up where we can see it. Go ahead, or turn the thing down. Go ahead and look.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now raise the plate. Hey,
that looks tasty.
That is in fact delicious broiled oven cooked pork with a combination of maple sugar, bacon, and hard spices, and Jack Daniels.
For those who cook and for those who want the recipe, you're gonna have to message Angel privately. But moving on, being released on March 25th, 2022. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
This is going to be
fun.
This is apparently what WandaVision was leading to at the end. The Scarlet Witch has gone banana balls. She is breaking the multiverse as she's studying from the Darkhold, a evil spell book of evil that wants you to read it and wants to instill you with its cursed knowledge. She go ahead.
Listen, Wanda. I know you've been through some shit, but listen to me. Wanda, when people are depressed due to the loss of a loved one, they usually go meet up with some friends, sit down and have a good cry, or eat some ice cream. Wanda Maximoff's idea of grieving is to mind control and mind rape an entire town full of innocent people for several weeks, and then run off with the most evil book in the universe to find some closure for herself. Yeah, she's going to be the final boss.
I really hope that they don't kill her off. I seriously
They will most likely do it. Also, I just realized this is technically the fight of skill versus like raw power, because Wanda has all this amazing psychic bullshit she can call. Well, what does Doctor Strange have? Years of practice, years of study. Yeah. So I think this is what it's going to be, because let's be honest, Doctor Strange always fights opponents who are in a cosmic scale above him, and he beats them with intelligence, trickery, and his own magic power. So I'm expecting Benedict Cumberpepper to do some magic sleight of hand bullshit. Are you ready to have your eyeballs explode?
You better believe it's going to be beautiful. Like, if he pulls off even half of the tricks that he did on Thanos in Infinity
Oh,
War,
baby.
where he
Oh,
got
baby.
himself like the Kali Ma, beautiful like Hindu arms of death,
Yeah, that was
spread
cool.
out with like 10,000 crimson bands of Siderax. And the only reason
that
why
was so
Thanos
cool.
got him back is because he comboed the Power Stone and the Soul Stone to knock his fucking chakras and his fucking astral form right back into his ass, and then punch him hard with his super gauntlet made of Uru metal. That was the only way he got him.
It's not fair. It's not fair because Thanos was very clearly at a disadvantage against Strange. The only reason why Thanos wins is because he literally has the cheat codes to the universe in his hand, and he did the Dragon Ball Z. I am literally going to increase the number so high that your techniques don't matter, and then just punch you down.
Pretty much.
So if he pulls even half of that on whatever Wanda can do, because
it's gonna be great.
Okay, she broke realities in the middle of a town by accident out of grief. Imagine what she can do on purpose. It will be horrifying.
Yeah. Speaking of grief, and I'm calling it right now, just speculating, I seriously think, because we've seen it at the end of WandaVision, that Paul Bettany will return as White Vision.
Oh, that's going to be the best part, though. I imagine that his character will basically shut down Wanda verbally on the grounds of, no, I am not the one that you lost. I am my own person. In fact, I would not be surprised if part of the plot was Wanda trying to turn him into the all-purple Bettany and Doctor Strange going, no, stop it.
That's not how
Get some help.
You...
That is not how magic works.
It's how I work. You can't stop me, man. You can't tell me what to do. I understand that this is what you want, but you have to consider what Vision wants. If you respected him, if you ever loved him, you're not going to try to enforce your will on him. It's the only way for him to be whole again. But I do not consent. Shut up. No one asked you.
You're a walking dildo with the face of my boyfriend. Now shut up.
All right, going on, because we're half through the list. Being released on May 6th, 2022, Thor, Love and Thunder.
Still waiting for that one. I'm honestly a little surprised that they're making another one, because after this is over, I just don't know where Thor's story is going to go. His people have settled on Earth. They have a new leader. And he got one of the rawest deals in the entire franchise. He lost his kingdom, his family, his people, gave away his leaders. The only thing he's got right now is his hammer.
Yeah,
That's it.
He's got his hammer, and he's basically riding shotgun with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He's eating their food, and he's loafing on their ship. So either they're getting into shenanigans, or he's going to get into some horrible shenanigans, and he has to deal with the consequences of it. We do have Jane Foster returning. It's very heavily implied that she's going to be Lady Thor. We do have Christian Bale showing up. Who's he going to be on there again?
He's one of the villains of Thor. I forgot, but
I forgot.
I think Tessa Thompson is also returning as Valkyrie.
The Valkyrie is coming back.
Honestly,
you gotta love her.
I really hope that they do Lady Thor better, because the comic books have turned Lady Thor into a very unlikable brat, for lack of a better term. If they can give her a better story and narrative here, I am 100% for it. Because I said this before. Writers have an habit of ruining characters they don't like, or ruining characters by showing their own ideals into what they think the character should be. So that means that you shouldn't erase the character. You just need to give them to a proper writer to make them good again.
All right.
You know,
the antagonist that Christian Bale's going to be playing is a villain known as Gore the Butcher.
Hang on, let me take a look at this guy real quick.
By all means.
Gore, Gorr.
I think that this will also be like some sort of like character redemption. Like there's got to be a character redemption factor for Thor, because he basically just fucked off. Doesn't have.
Oh no! Oh no!
Wow.
Oh no!
He looks so
okay,
good.
so
He looks like Jar Jar Binks without a face.
Okay, sorry, I'm freaking out because, okay, we thought it was bad enough that we've got Natalie Portman coming back as Jane Foster, and she's probably going to be smacking Thor in the fucking jaw for like, how dare you fucking leave me? I'm fucking taking the Thor powers now. I'm Lady Thor, fuck you. Jamie Alexander is returning as Lady Sif. Where the fuck has she been?
Yeah, where the fuck have you been? I mean, where the fuck has she been?
All of the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be there. Matt Damon, who cameoed in Thor Ragnarok as the actor who played Loki in the fucking series, is going to be there. So that's fucking hilarious. And apparently we've got Russell Crowe showing up.
Oh, nice.
Oh, by the way, I looked up the story of Gore. It is genuinely fucking sad and tragic. Let me give you a brief snippet. Gore, the God Butcher, was born on a planet with no name. Every day on the brink of starvation, he was taught to trust the gods, but they never answer his prayers. Later on, at an early age, he lose his family, then he would lose his children, then he would lose his wife. And no matter how hard, basically, he was taught to trust and believe in the gods only to be let down over and over again. Eventually, he would meet two gods who are fighting each other because they crash landed in his world. This immediately shocked him because, oh shit, the gods exist. But he was angry when the gold armor god asked for his help. The dark god sword transformed into an amorphous mass of living darkness and bonded to him. Thus, he used his new weapon, all black, the Necro Sword, to kill the gold god, and he vowed to seek vengeance against all the gods for never answering his prayers, and thus he set out to kill them all.
Jesus, man.
It is implied that he has killed gods of fear, war, chaos, genocide, revenge, plagues, blood, wrath, jealousy, death, degradation, and even gods of poetry and flower. Basically, this dude was thought to be a religious believer, only to be let down so much that when the opportunity presented itself, he fused with the essence of a dark god, I know, hypocrisy, and set out to essentially commit deicide upon the universe itself. So essentially, the moment he finds out Thor is a god, he won't care about his past. He just wants him dead.
Yeah, I think that I think that's what they're going to be alluding to.
That's going to be fucking bloody.
That is going to be good.
We know that Taika Waititi, who gave us Thor Ragnarok, is going to be behind the helm, directing once again. So you better believe there's going to have plenty of that beautiful slapstick comedy of doom that we came to expect. Moving on.
All right, next on the list, being released on July 8th of 2022, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
He said,
Yibambe!
James Bambi!
Yibambe!
So unfortunately,
for the record,
Chadwick
I know
is
I
a
look
little
whiter
dead.
than black people, but it's in spirit and respect of fucking Chadwick Boseman, who the motherfucker, oh god, it's gonna be so beautiful, this movie. Ryan Coogler is coming back to direct. We don't know the story or how it's gonna go. We hear that they might be having T'Challa replaced by someone else in the beginning of the movie, and it's more gonna be.
They kind of have to. Like they literally have no choice.
Like we don't have any choice, but there's talks of it being Shuri coming back as Queen Shuri, the Black Panther. There's talks of people bringing Killmonger back from the dead as Michael B. Jordan being Black Panther, or it might be some other character in the lore of Wakanda coming forward and stepping forward and taking the mantle.
Now that I know is not going to happen because Michael B. Jordan's character died pretty fucking dead, and he outright said, "Bury me here." Like that motherfucker's
bury
gone.
me in the oceans.
In the ocean, like the only thing you're gonna get out there is a bloated carcass. That ain't gonna work. Honestly, I know it's impossible, but I kind of wish Clow came back as the living sound like he did in the comics. Because
that'd be beautiful.
Come on, he's a fantastic actor, and let's not waste him while we can still have some beautiful laughs out of the man. He's great. He would be. He's arguably, yeah. So he's arguably the second best part of the first movie. Let's make him the greatest part of the second one.
Speaking on behalf of the storyline, he was a means to an end for Killmonger.
Unfortunately,
yes.
But what we're actually really waiting on here, we're still waiting on Ulysses Claw's SoundCloud mixtape to drop. So Marvel Studios, get on that.
That would be cool.
Okay.
You know what? No, for real.
Truthfully,
no, wait. What if he comes back as the living sound and then they release the mixtape?
Oh, that would be fucking funny. That'd be
cool.
fucking funny, man. Like, truthfully though, I want to see what these guys are going to come up with. I know for a fact that Ryan Coogler, the folks at Marvel, they don't want to besmirch the history and the respect that Chadwick Boseman gave to the Black Panther, to T'Challa, and I know that they're not going to disappoint. We're going to have arguments about the decision they make because it's going to be polarizing one way or another.
Yeah.
But
of course,
we got to understand, like, it's like literally it's almost like a Carrie Fisher situation. What can you do with a main character whose actor had passed away? We can't replace them. We can't, not quite that easily. They did it with Dumbledore.
It's going to be weird, man.
But it would be really weird, and we don't want to be disrespectful. So we're going to see what comes of that, and I'm looking forward to hearty debates of that. Moving on.
All right. Next, coming out on November 11th of 2022, The Marvels, which is the sequel to Captain Marvel.
It's neat because the way they stylize this, the S, you better believe that it's clearly alluding to Kamala Khan as Ms. Marvel, who her Disney Plus Marvel Studios show is going to be coming up. There are already studio leak photos of the young actress in the Ms. Marvel outfit, and it looks like
perfect.
Awesome. It looks
character
good.
accurate. And of course,
we also have what is it, Monica or Maria Rambeau? What's the daughter's name?
It's Monica Rambeau. She's going to be coming back from WandaVision.
Yep. So you got her as Photon, and you've got young Kamala Khan showing up, and the two of them have way more personality than folks have been accusing Carol Danvers of, Brie Larson. But you know what?
Hopefully, that is a mistake that they're going to correct in this film.
Like, honestly, there is one thing that actually worries me, though.
Give her something.
Kamala Khan's. The one part that worries me is how are we gonna make Kamala Khan's powers not look completely fucking ridiculous on the big screen? You know what her powers are, right?
Yes, she can shift the form of her body in any size or dimension that she sees fit. She's an Inhuman. So there has to be an introduction to Inhumans somehow.
The problem is that the only way she uses those powers is by making big, goofy hands and legs. And in the comics and the cartoons, you can get away with that. But in real life, even with good CG, that stuff is going to look goofy as fuck. So I'm gonna put my humblest prayer to the animators, choreographers, and very hardworking special effects team, and hope that they can make it work. I like to think they could make it work, depending how, if she can learn to use her powers properly. But there's going to be a very thin line between this looks goofy as fuck and this looks creepy as hell. And, well, there's a little gray area there. That's what she needs to be.
Yeah, it's going to be off. It's going to be a little weird, and that's going to be odd. The one last thing that I wanted to bring up on this is I know that not a lot of folks were endeared to Brie Larson or to Captain Marvel in the first movie, that she didn't have a lot of personality to herself. How do you think this version of Captain Marvel will bounce off of what we're going to get as the young teenager Kamala Khan and the obvious sort of conflict that you're going to have with Monica Rambeau? Like, Monica Rambeau was very implied in WandaVision that she is not a fan of Captain Marvel these days because she probably left her bound to die. And you were a best friend. You were my Auntie Carol.
And you left us.
You never came back. What the fuck, woman? What? I'm working.
Where's my child support?
You could have called. You could have done something, anything. Okay. I literally had to, ass pull a pager to the one guy on planet Earth that I know will only bug me if the entirety of the world is in danger. I literally cannot just step away for a weekend. It doesn't work that way. I want to, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Even with light speed, you cannot be everywhere at once, as they say.
Pretty much. I would like to see that. I would like to see that conflict happen. It's got to happen.
So you've got Photon, who is not a fan of Captain Marvel, who's not happy with Carol Danvers, and you've got Kamala Khan, who is a Captain Marvel fangirl and bases her colors as an homage to her. So clearly you've got that little dynamic going on, which will be fun. Oh my god, this kid, she doesn't know what Captain Marvel's really like. She's a bitch. And the kid being you're just jaded and you don't understand. You don't understand that she's fighting for people. She's really way more heroic than you give her credit for. Give her some respect. Well, I knew her, kid. You don't know her anymore. You only know what she left behind. I at least know what she fought for and what she did. So you might have that going on. That might be interesting. And meanwhile, Carol
the naive teenager and the cynical senior.
And you've got Carol in the middle. Can I just get some coffee or something, man?
No.
No. You go there and you watch us emote.
There's no more coffee. 5 million people showed up and drank all of it out of sheer stress. The world has no coffee anymore. Can't have shit in Detroit.
You better believe Brie Larson would be in the middle of them no, for real, guys, I really do need some coffee. I'm going to crash this fight choreo training's a bit of a bit. Cut. No, keep it. We'll just see it's part of the character.
Nevertheless, I actually do want to see that happen. You guys do make interesting points, and that's something that I think is desperately needed for the sequel. They're probably thinking about it right now as we speak.
Doubtful,
but we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, moving on, because there's a few left. Being released on February 17th of 2023, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Okay, it's just gonna be shenanigans.
It's gonna be.
We don't know what it is. We don't really care. It's shenanigans.
I am down. This is the closest to Kamen Rider fucking America has ever given me. Okay, this is great.
All right,
I am down for this.
I do want to.
We'll just leave it at that. It's gonna be Ant-Man and the Wasp, crazy shenanigans, quantum realm bullshit. It's gonna be fun and dumb. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. Now, next to last, and this is something we do need to talk a little bit about, being released on May 5th, 2023, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, this is important because
Very
in
nice.
an earlier tweet, and I actually saw it on Twitter and social media.
Earlier today by
by Dave Bautista himself, the actor who plays Drax the Destroyer. He has tweeted out indicating that this will be his last appearance, his last role as Drax the Destroyer, and after that apparently he is retiring from that character.
dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're
That's gonna
about
be a
2
shame.
years. We're about 2 years away from that, so we don't have to like hurry into it. But you better believe, like Drax, he's going to give us something beautiful. Dave Bautista does know how to act. He knows how to be very thoughtful and very very what's the word I'm looking for?
Honestly,
introspective.
I wish he had pursued acting years ago. The man's got a knack for it. Okay, everybody says, haha, Drax, funny, angry man doesn't get metaphor. But let's not forget that the man has gotten consistently some of the most emotional moments in the movies that he's been.
In Volume 2, for example.
Not even talking about Marvel. Remember the first opening scene of Blade Runner
2049? Yes.
Yeah.
In those 5 minutes, that man became a goddamn thespian.
Here
Moved my ass to tears.
Here we go.
Good shit.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful. Like, you still stand there in the shit, and you still follow your orders because you've never seen a miracle. Dude, that was
The
powerful.
emotion that he put on that sentence genuinely made me like it gripped my chest. It was like the kind of feel like, damn, he really is a man that has seen something never witnessed before.
Now, guys, check it out. The official tweet from Bautista, and he actually linked an article from IGN, which was released yesterday, with the headline saying, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 might be the last time we see Drax in the MCU. Bautista went on and confirmed, saying, Drax isn't going anywhere. He just won't be played by this dude. By the time Guardians 3 comes out, I'll be 54 years old, for God's sake. I'm expecting everything to start sagging any second now.
Damn. Understandable, but I'm still going to miss him.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you know what? It's going to be tough to find anyone else if they do continue the adventures of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It'll be tough to have someone else step into Dave Bautista's role as Drax the Destroyer, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the next phases of this ragtag bunch of misfits brings us.
Yeah!
And, of course, to cap off the announcements.
The final announcement on the list is
Marvel Studios presents
Fantastic Four TBA to be announced. So no set date yet.
But they made it official. They're going to make it happen. We're going to get Reed Richards as Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm as the Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm as the Human Torch, and Benjamin Grimm as the Thing. I hope to God they do it right. I swear to God, I need it to be right. I need there to be some form of reference to Latveria and Doctor Doom, at least in the Black Panther movie, because that needs to be brought up. Because you can't just have just Wakanda being the one super nation of the world. There's got to be Latveria, and of course you got Namor, who's a giant asshole, and his Atlanteans there, or whatever his underwater people are. Yeah, there's got to be more to it, and since the Fantastic Four are more of like the super adventurers, like as the first family of Marvel, it needs to be more like wacky adventures into Subterranea or into parallel dimensions and stuff.
I'm pretty sure
more than actual crime-fighting superhero.
Now, as we know, the Fantastic Four franchise has had what can only be considered a declining step in quality for every single movie they made, in the case that almost every movie they made has been worse than the previous one. If we can get at least a halfway decent project out of this, I'll be happy, because Jesus, man. You know what was the last Fantastic Four thing that I saw that was good? The cartoon. It had a brief run on Toonami, and it had some pretty good plot and like action.
Yes.
That's it. That's all we had.
Guys, I'm going to be real. The only thing that kept my interest in the very first Fantastic movie, which was released in 2005, the DVD that you gave to us because you didn't want to keep it,
no, get it off me.
Performance
it hurts.
Of Mr. Fantastic himself was the performance of Reed Richards.
Like what?
No,
it was the only one that was accurate to the.
No, he wasn't. He was just a tepid little shit. The one who really stood out is motherfucking Michael Chiklis as fucking Ben Grimm.
Ben Grimm.
Okay,
yeah, he pulled that off.
No,
hilariously, no.
He was.
If there was one good thing. One good thing this movie did was turn Chris Evans into the Human Torch, because that means that eventually he will become Captain America, which is genuinely the biggest bounce back from absolute failure to incredible defeat I have ever seen in my life.
Now it's
like, can you imagine Chris Evans turning in his resume going, well, I'm gonna have to put this in here and pray to God that maybe the shadow of Scott Pilgrim's evil ex-boyfriend number 4 will cover all the bullshit from this one.
And what's beautiful is that Marvel Studios, you had Kevin Feige and the director Joe Johnston, the guy behind The Rocketeer, a guy who worked side by side George Lucas, who directed Captain America: The First Avenger. They basically looked at him and said, "You have been chosen."
Oh, so he's
I'll
do.
This film. Yeah, I'll do just fine. You all-American piece of steak. Get over here.
That would be funny if it did.
No, I was saying in terms of Chris Evans growing up and becoming Captain America.
That is true.
It's kind of fucked up that we completely overlook poor Jessica Alba as Sue Storm, but like the problem was like she didn't. I'm like, okay,
the character itself.
We know number one that fucking Fox Studios really only hired her because she was hot and sexy ass, which that can never be argued and that can never be held against her. But you can't tell me with a straight face that at that point in her career that she was a super scientist. I could totally buy that from the schmo they got as Reed Richards.
Ewan Griffin.
Ewan Griffin. I could totally buy that. And I could totally buy Michael Chiklis being a burly dude from Brooklyn who happened to work at NASA. And I could totally buy Chris Evans being a washout from NASA because you see that he's like young and he's hot and he's like
a reckless guy.
But I cannot fit that in Jessica Alba. If she was like 5 years older, a little bit more mature on that, it would have fit just a little more. It would have fit just a little more that she would have needed that maturity because it would have needed to match and align with Ewan Griffin. But that didn't match up. She did the best she could. The rest of the movie was fucking dumb. The guy they got as fucking Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah, Julian McMahon from Nip Tuck.
From Nip Tuck.
The worst. See, the problem is when it comes to a character like Dr. Doom, putting an origin story of him that literally begins with "I was your classmate in school" just doesn't work very well.
No.
Doom is the kind of guy that is supposed to begin as a powerful, dangerous figure, and then you can indict his flashback in the background, showing him off as an unimpressive civilian, and then turning him into Doom by what can only be described as the most contrived method I have ever seen in my life. Like literally, they melted the cast mold of the character into him. Just that shit is the fuck.
No,
it's then again, this is the franchise that later turned Galactus into a cloud of smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second film was garbage. And then, of course, they tried to bring it back with Fan 4 Stick. And the only good thing that came out of it was
Michael B. Jordan as the Human Torch.
Oh my! Have you guys noticed a pattern?
Yeah. Every Human Torch from these shitty movies came back in the MCU as a proper character.
Shit, let me apply for the next Human Torch. I'm gonna fucking turn into like the next time. I'm gonna turn into insert name of Spanish superhero here.
Oh my god.
You know what? It's fucking crazy.
Storm.
No. With the way shit's going with these fucking movies and these franchises, you better believe they're gonna try something dumb. And you better believe there's going to be dumb merchandising to go with it, with virtual reality like adventures at theme parks and video games and merchandising all over the place. So yes, this is my shitty attempt at a segue.